The room was quiet, but the speakers still hummed like old friends. Tonight, we're remembering 10 overlooked R&B groups from the 1960s who never made the headlines, but somehow made their way into living rooms, car rides, and quiet moments that stayed with us. These weren't the chart toppers everyone talked about. They were the records you stumbled onto and never quite let go. Back then, R&B wasn't just a genre. It was a feeling carried through kitchen radios, backseat speakers, Friday nights, and slow Sunday afternoons. These groups sang just as deeply, played just as hard, and told stories that didn't need fame to feel real. They may not have broken through to the mainstream, but for those who were listening, their voices struck a chord that never faded. And the final group on this list? They had one song that never hit the charts, yet somehow found its way into the hearts of everyone who heard it. Let's begin with number 10. Number 10, The Modulations, I Can't Fight Your Love. There was something quiet and unshakable about the Modulations. They did not arrive with flash or fire, but with smooth intensity that lingers long after the song ends. When I Can't Fight Your Love came out in the mid-1970s, it felt like finding a handwritten letter in a world of form-printed notes. The era was full of polished production and high-gloss grooves, but the Modulations brought intimacy. Their harmonies wrapped around each other like family. That title track from their album, It's Rough Out Here, felt like a late-night confession whispered over a slow dance. What set them apart was sincerity. You could hear the North Carolina gospel roots in every line. The falsetto did not float, it cried. The rhythm did not bounce, it held on tight like someone refusing to let go. One moment in the song, about 2 minutes in, the lead singer lets his voice crack slightly, and that small imperfection makes it all feel real. They may not have lasted long, but for those who heard them, they never left. Some records climb the charts, others climb into your chest. If that one felt like a secret whispered, the next carried fire. Number 9, Black Ivory, Don't Turn Around. You did not just listen to Black Ivory, you leaned into them. Their music did not fill the room, it surrounded it. Don't Turn Around, released in 1971, was like a late-night conversation you were not ready to end. These were young men barely out of high school, but they carried an emotional weight far beyond their years. Produced by Patrick Adams, the track was carved from falsettos, tender melodies, and teenage heartbreak that sounded timeless. Leroy Burgess's voice delivered each line softly, deliberately, and full of quiet pleading. It felt as if he was singing just to you in the corner of a dark room. The background harmonies lifted the chorus like a friend gently putting a hand on your shoulder. They were not built for arenas. They were made for night drives and moments when you turned the lights down low and let sadness speak. Many overlooked them, but those who did not never forgot. If Black Ivory was a quiet ache, the next group brought warmth wrapped in soul. Number 8, The Natural Four, Can This Be Real? There was a particular warmth in the Natural Four's music, a softness wrapped in strength. Can This Be Real, released in 1973, arrived like a slow exhale, a gentle confession. They came out of Oakland, but their sound traveled far. At a time when R&B was stretching into funk and disco, they held on to soul, pure and unfiltered. The song felt like a question you did not want answered. The lead vocal trembled slightly, revealing vulnerability, while the chorus bloomed with gentle affirmation. One memorable detail is the background harmonies, which never overpowered, only supported the lead like a friend holding your coat while you try something brave. The Natural Four did not chase fame, but they delivered feeling. For those who listened closely, their songs lingered. If that one spoke to vulnerability, the next reminded us how bittersweet endurance could sound. Number 7, The Persuaders, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. This was not a love song, it was a warning. When Thin Line Between Love and Hate came out in 1971, it walked in with truth and quiet authority. You could feel the street in that track, the ache and regret of love that shifts into something dangerous. The Persuaders did not just sing heartbreak, they painted its aftermath, late-night arguments, doors closing, and the silence that follows words you cannot take back. The lead vocal was scarred and honest. The background harmonies acted as a silent chorus, emphasizing the warning with gentle judgment. One moment stands out. The second chorus delivers the line, "You're gonna wake up in the morning and she's gone," and it lands like a verdict. Not shouted, not pleaded, simply delivered. This song was not for dancing. It was for remembering what love costs when taken for granted. The Persuaders did not climb every chart, but they climbed into the places in us that knew better. If that song taught hard lessons, the next one offered grace in sorrow. Number 6, The Independents, Leaving Me. Heartbreak does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers in the hallway, the coat being picked up, the quiet departure. Leaving Me by The Independents, released in 1973, captures that feeling perfectly. Chuck Jackson and Marvin Yancey guided the group, weaving pain into melody with tenderness. The lead vocal carries the line, "Leaving me, girl, you're leaving me," softly but with weight, making you pause and listen. The strings swell behind the voice, never overwhelming, simply lifting the emotion. They were not around long, but this song lingers for anyone who heard it. It sits beside you and says, "Yes, I've been there too." If this list is stirring memories, if a name or two brings back a moment you had forgotten, subscribing helps keep these stories alive. It allows more of this music to reach the ears that still remember. If The Independents gave us grace in sorrow, the next group offered pure joy wrapped in velvet. Number 5, The Esquires, Get On Up. The Esquires did not sneak in quietly. Get On Up from 1967 arrived like a jolt of joy. It was a call to the floor, an invitation to remember that R&B could lift you as well as it could ache. At a time when soul was often focused on heartbreak, the Esquires brought lighter energy. Harmonies were tight yet relaxed. The lead vocal balanced charm with sincerity. Small details like the tambourine hits and the repeated vocal hook, "Get On Up," made the song feel like a friend tugging at your sleeve, inviting you to live a little. From Milwaukee, far from the usual soul capitals, they delivered a sound that fit wherever people needed belief and movement. Sometimes joy is the message, and sometimes that is enough. If the Esquires brought movement, the next group brings a slow, reflective embrace. Number 4, The Notations, I'm Still Here. Some songs do more than survive time. They grow wiser with it. I'm Still Here by The Notations, released in 1971, is one of those rare R&B tracks that feels like a quiet testament to endurance. It does not reach for attention. It simply waits for you to notice it, and you always do. The Notations arrived in a crowded era of R&B brilliance, but they carved out something special, honesty and grace in every note. The lead vocal is smooth, unadorned, and full of dignity. Each line lands like a quiet affirmation, a statement of presence and perseverance. One moment lingers vividly. Right before the final chorus, everything drops out except the voice and a soft guitar. It is just a few seconds, but it feels like the song itself is catching its breath, pausing before pressing on. They did not chase fame, but they delivered feeling. For those who truly listened, this track is a reminder that simply saying "I'm still here" can carry more weight than any triumph or shout. If that song was a quiet hand on the shoulder, the next group brings ache wrapped in honesty. Number 3, The Soul Children, I'll Be the Other Woman. There is a kind of ache that only R&B could express, where love and pain sit together in the same room. I'll Be the Other Woman, released in 1973, captures that perfectly. Shelbra Bennett's lead vocal does not just sing the words, she lives them. The song conveys complex love with honesty, laying bare emotions that are almost too intense to listen to. The arrangement is gentle, with strings gliding like fleeting memories, and guitar notes lingering like a past that cannot be forgotten. One line stands out: "I'll be the other woman, just as long as I know I'm the only one you're loving." It is not just a lyric, it is a wound left open. The Soul Children often went unnoticed compared to bigger acts, yet they were never afraid to tell the hard truths, always with grace. Some songs confront you, others sit beside you quietly and speak what you have not said aloud. If that one was about sacrifice, the next reminds us of freedom within love and loss. Number 2. The Delphonics, "I Gave to You." Many remember the Delphonics for their hits, yet "I Gave to You," released in 1968, remains a hidden treasure. This was a song for quiet reflection, for the spaces between people, for moments you might have shared with someone who is no longer there. William Hart's falsetto is wounded yet tender, carrying each line as though it costs something to speak. The arrangement is spare, leaving space for emotion to settle in. The repeated chorus, "I gave to you," is delivered without anger, without pleading, only reflection. This track did not seek fame, but for true fans, it lingers. It reminds us that music is sometimes meant to touch the moments that matter most. If the first 9 songs whispered, the final band gives a gentle, enduring embrace. Number 1. The Charmels, "As Long as I've Got You." Some songs arrive softly and stay forever. "As Long as I've Got You," released in 1967, is one of these rare treasures. The Charmels did not reach the top of the charts, yet their music carried warmth and vulnerability that lingered in living rooms, car rides, and quiet afternoons. The lead voice floats over harmonies that feel like they belong to the listener. Every note is full of hope and tenderness. A subtle echo in the bridge adds depth, like a whispered reminder of something precious. This is a song about love in its simplest form, the quiet reassurance of someone who stays. It is not demanding, it is gentle. For those who remember the Charmels, this track is a companion and witness to life's tender moments. If the previous songs felt like whispers or lessons, this one is a soft embrace. Looking back over these 10 overlooked gems, you can feel their quiet power. They were not the songs that filled billboards, but they filled our homes, hearts, and memories. They were companions on drives, late nights, summer evenings, and unnoticed moments until we realized they had stayed with us all along. Each band carried a piece of life with them. The modulations offered intimacy. Black Ivory gave comfort in falsetto. The Charmels gave gentle reassurance. These voices did not just sing, they witnessed our lives and sometimes guided us through them. Thank you for remembering. Thank you for letting these songs settle again in your mind. Your memories keep them alive. If this journey brought back a memory, subscribing helps keep these stories alive and ensures more of this music reaches ears that still remember. When you are ready, another door awaits another list, another era, another chance to revisit the music that shaped us. Click to the next video, 10 band R&B songs of the 60s you've never heard, and let yourself wander back into the soundtracks of your life, one note at a time. Quietly and gently, the music plays on.